This Hangout on Air is live. So, hello and welcome to the Spiritual and Physical Health Challenge Hangout. I'm your host, Kimberly Payne, and my guest this week is Stephanie Nicol. Stephanie is a featured writer on my blog where she writes on topics of health and fitness. Stephanie has an eclectic collection of skills and interests, including work as a freelance editor and writer, a labor doula, and a former personal trainer. Welcome, Stephanie.
Thanks, Kim. Thanks for having me today. This is great.
My question for you today is, what do you feel are the top 3 health and fitness myths that are out there today, and what are the truths behind them?
That's a big question. When you first asked me, I thought, wow, top 3, that's really hard. But I did come up with 3 that first came to mind, so we'll go with those. And the first one, I think, is that people think the primary reason to get involved in healthy eating and an exercise program is to lose weight. And that can be a great result, but that doesn't mean that people who don't need to lose weight shouldn't exercise or eat well. And it certainly doesn't mean that if you don't see immediate results in the area of weight loss, you should give up, because there are so many other benefits, as you well know, and as the viewers probably know many of them.
Yes.
Exercise, and healthy eating just makes you feel better mentally, and I think that's the first step. You know you're doing something good for yourself.
Absolutely. I know
and
that,
if you're
I know that when I go for a walk, it just improves my mood 100%. You know, if I'm feeling kind of then if I just even go for 20 minutes out there, it makes a big difference in just how I feel.
Absolutely, and I just saw an article on Facebook yesterday, a link there that said that physical activity, walking in particular, boosts our creativity. So, hey,
really? I didn't know that.
that sounds like another benefit that I'm all over.
Yeah.
And it helps us think more clearly. And when we sit down to do our work, we certainly want to be able to think. And it helps us sleep better usually. It can't fend off every disease and everything that comes our way, but it can certainly help our bodies boost our immune system and handle them better. And I know people who have arthritis and they know it's going to hurt to exercise. You can't pretend it doesn't, but it helps to slow it down and it helps to keep them mobile. Personally, I'm asthmatic, so I'm not ever likely going to be a runner. The old meme that says, if you see me running, you better run because something's chasing me is true of me. But I don't mind walking, and in fact, I'm enjoying walking more and more. So hopefully I keep up that good habit. And as I, push myself as far as I can, my cardiovascular will improve. So my respiratory situation may get better, and it certainly won't decline as quickly as it could if I just sat around all day.
So what I hear you saying is that exercise and healthy eating isn't just about losing weight, but there are so many other benefits, including creativity, which is kind of cool. I didn't know that. Sleep. I know that my sleep is definitely, it makes a difference if I don't exercise a particular day, and what I eat makes a difference in how I sleep as well. But yeah, even if it does in the long term help out with chronic conditions of arthritis and things like that.
Absolutely. And as you and I both know, it's not so much the number on the scale, but our body fat percentage. And most scales can't, and even the good scales that you buy that tell you that, it's not all that accurate. The best way is to do the underwater test, and most of us don't have the equipment in our backyard to do that.
Yeah.
So the healthy eating and exercise will help with that body fat percentage. And as we all know, it's how our clothes fit. Even if the scale says 150 today and 150 next week, if those pants do up easier and if we, our tummies look flatter, then it's probably a change in that body fat percentage.
Absolutely. And we know that, muscle as compared to fat is usually a little bit heavier. So
Exactly.
If you're doing weights, you can actually gain a little bit of weight, but lose
Yep.
inches. So.
Exactly. And for most people, if they're studying that number on the scale, they might get discouraged even if they do look better and their clothes feel better.
Yeah.
So they need to have a different way to judge that. And I mean, I think it's about being as fit and healthy as you can be to live the life that you want to live, the life that God put before you to live. You know, that quality of life definitely changes. And we set a good example for our family and friends. We don't have to be that annoying person out at dinner who says, oh, I'm on a diet, I can't eat that. You know, we either give ourselves a cheat day or we remember that, you know, and this leads into my second myth, if you want to discuss that now, is that eating healthy doesn't have to be bland and boring.
I agree with that totally. I've just started, as you have as well, the 7-day no sugar plan challenge.
Exactly.
What I'm finding really interesting is the amount of variety of foods that are healthy and delicious. You know, I was surprised because I was thinking, oh no, how am I going to give up sugar for, you know, a complete week? And
right.
I'm seeing these menus and these recipes that people are sharing, and they're far from bland.
Absolutely. I mean, I checked out because it's not only no sugar added, it's the glucose and fructose, and it's all those other ways sugar can hide in your food. Yeah. And I checked out the sides of some of these smoothies that you can even buy in the grocery store, and there's nothing. It's just plain good for you food, and it's so easy. I mean, yeah, it's great to make your own smoothies, but here I only have to open a carton and I'm still staying within the rules of the no sugar added because, as they said, naturally occurring sugars in fruits and vegetables is fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you've got the fiber, too, that you're getting with the fruits and vegetables that help you digest and process the natural sugars.
Right. And this time of year, summer, you know, there's so many nice fresh fruits and vegetables that are available. It's just
absolutely. I mean, this year, I've been in St. Thomas 30 years, and I am embarrassed to say I don't think I've ever been to the Horton Street Market except starting this year, and now it's like the highlight of my week.
Oh, yeah.
As I posted on Facebook, you know, the picture of my haul just for 1 week when I didn't have a time constraint. It was wonderful. I mean, it was what some women would think if they got to go shopping for new shoes.
It's interesting you say that because I'm guilty as well. Just on Sunday, in my little village of Millbrook, they have a once or twice a month a market, and I went on Sunday for the first time ever. And I thought, oh wow, I need to come more. I really enjoyed it.
I have to admit, I'm very thankful for our grocery stores. Don't get me wrong, but after shopping in a market where you see all this fresh fruit and vegetables that have been picked within the last couple of days. Mm-hmm. You just walk into a grocery store and think, how long did it take? Even the local stuff that they feature, how many days earlier was it picked and it had to be transported and then displayed? And, you know, it may be nutritious, but for me, there's just this joy of seeing this fresh fruits and vegetables and even some meat providers there as well. We don't have a deep freezer, but when we do, we'll probably think about buying, you know, I don't know, even an eighth of an animal, because with just 3 of us in the house, we don't go through a lot.
Yeah. Well, there is something to be said about, you know, if we do have the option, we live in Canada, and we do have these, you know, local farmers, these markets, you know, organic choices. If we do have the choice, you know, it's wonderful to actually use that opportunity.
It is, and also, you know, you're supporting local, and that's not a bad thing. No. I'm not an extremist in that area, but I think, hey, it's great when we can. Yeah. The farmers that are growing locally, it's nice to say, hey, I appreciate it. And for those who care, there are, especially at a farmer's market, there's a lot of farmers who don't use spray. Yeah. It's organic, and a lot of people are very concerned about that these days.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And what is your third myth that you want to...
Yes, let me take a peek. There we go. I wrote them down. I didn't have to write everything down, but just that there's a one-size-fits-all for either or both an exercise program and a healthy eating meal plan. Because I know some people, you know, there are extremes, and I'm not saying that it hasn't worked for them, but to say that everyone should become a vegan, for instance. That may not be right for everyone. Or, everyone should go gluten-free or low-fat or low-carb or any number of things that people have found have had positive results in their own life. It also may be for only a time, because we do know that the more and more research that happens, then they change their mind. People change their mind a lot. The experts and the research down the road, what we thought was a good idea turns out maybe it wasn't for the long haul. We have to find out, as I posted on the No Sugar Added Challenge wall today, I posted that we have to take the responsibility for doing our own research. And then when we do that, we do the best we can today. We might find something tomorrow that contradicts what we learned today, but if we get too hung up on it, I think that just adds to stress, and we all know that, stress has its own negative side effects in our life, and we don't need those.
Absolutely. I know that my sister-in-law went gluten-free, and it made amazing changes in her life for her. She felt better. She actually lost weight. Her joints felt better and everything.
Right.
And when I had tried it, and I had tried it for a full month, I didn't see any significant difference in how I felt, in my sleeping, in my energy, or anything. So, I don't know that, yeah, you're right, that one program fits everyone. I think that you really do need to figure out, your own body, how it responds, choose healthy, and, you can try certain things.
Sure.
But if they don't work, that doesn't mean that, something's wrong with you.
No. And I would certainly advise at this point, too, if you're going to drastically change either your fitness level, your physical activity level, and or your food, to talk to a professional. A nutritionist or a doctor, someone who can say, who knows you and says, yes, that's worth a try, or I don't see any reason why not. Because, sometimes there's people raving about things and we think, hey, I'd like to do that, but there's factors that a professional would know that we may be not aware of. So,
well,
thank
you so much, Stephanie, for your expert advice today. If you want to learn a little bit more about Stephanie, visit her website. It's stephbethnickel.com. StephBethnickel.com. This hangout has been brought to you by the Spiritual and Physical Health Challenge. Visit my website at www.kimberlypayne.com to learn when the next challenge begins. Blessings on your journey to health.